What's up, everybody? Home Free by Floyd P. Roberts. Home Free by Floyd P. Roberts. This is your midweek market news. That's right. Hey, haha. There's a lot of things going on in the market. The market is crazy. A lot of people saying that it's the sky is falling, doom and gloom, recession, belly bust. The market is busting, all this other stuff. But I tell you what, you know what? People are still moving. People are still closing, moving into homes. People are still moving out of state. People are still moving into state. Real estate is still going on. There's still closing happening every single day, regardless of what the market does, regardless of what happens in the world, regardless of what's happening. People still buy and sell real estate regardless. That's why I love it. I love it. The people still building. People still demolishing. People still building up, people still tearing down, people still renting in, renting out. So that's what's going on in the market. Craziness is crazy does. That's right. So anyway, this was going on. We talk about interest rates, right? So interest rates almost is double what it was last year, right? At this point in time, right? You can see it. Last year at today's date, interest rates was 2.5 to 2.9% on a 30-year fixed. Okay, this year is almost double. Last month is up to 6.0%, and that's going to mean a lot. And I'll explain that in a minute. It was 6.0% last month. Now today, just checked it right there. It's 5.5%. Came down like 5 points, 0.5 points, which is not a lot. In this market, it is really not a lot. But there's some people made out to the penny, yes. But in reality, compared to what it was 10 years ago, compared to what it was a year ago, it's up a lot, which means, and I'll talk about inflation in a minute. So that's what it's come down to, right? 30-year fix is 5.5, double than it was last year. Within 12 months, it's double. The 15-year fix was 4.8. And now it's down to 5.2. It's hovering around 4.8, 5.2, which is that's the VA. The 5-year ARM, which is not a very popular loan anymore. A lot of people are getting it because it doesn't make any sense. That's around 4.8, 4.1, 5.8 is hovering. It varies every day. Like I said, it's not a very popular loan. So in the 30-year ARM, the jumbo loan is 5.5. A month ago it's 5.9. So that's jumping up and down also with the VA, with the 5.6, with the 5.5, even you get in the lows to 5.0. It just depends where you're at. So it's jumping around. So the market is crazy. As people say, craziness is crazy does, right? The market is up. It's up. Everything's inflated. It was inflated. We're seeing a little cooling off period right now. We'll still. That's what we're seeing. We're still seeing a cooling off period. It wasn't as crazy as it was, like say 4 months ago or 5 months ago, even 6 months ago, where you're seeing put a house on the market, then the first day it's sold before it even reaches the market. When it hits the market, you're talking about 10, 20, 30, even 40 offers just coming in. So it's not as crazy as it was. Let's talk about days on market. We're seeing right now the days on market, like I said, last year it was about a day, 0.1 day to 3 days, if that, depending on the pricing. Okay, everything is inflated anyway. That's what we're seeing. A year ago it was about 1 day. Now we're seeing homes are staying. About a month ago, 2 months ago, it went from 5 days to maybe 15 to 20 days on market. Right now, we're seeing at least 30 days on some homes, depending on the price range where you're at in a price comparison, where it's coming in at. Some people just say, I listed high, and then you bring it down. And that's why we're seeing it overinflated. That is ship is sale. If you think you're going to put an inflated price on your house, it's going to sit on the market for a while. Things are cooling off. I mean, it's relatively going back to the conventional way, what it used to be. And that's what we're seeing right now. It's not as crazy as it was. There's still homes, it's still valuable because inventory is low. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we want to talk about the days on market. Finish doing on that. It's like finish talking about days on market. it's about anywhere from 20 to 30 days, realistically. And that's what it was before all this craziness happened. The conventional way, you're looking at 30, maybe 40 days on market to sell. Some sooner, some later, but realistically, that's about average. And I think the market is trying to get back to the reality what it is. And we've seen a cool-off period. New time buyers. We're seeing the new time buyers are struggling to get into a home. People are waiting. They're just waiting, and I don't blame them because you're putting down for a house. You're paying more for a home than you was a year ago. So if you're saying that where the interest rate was lower last year and you're paying to compare now, and then you think you should have bought a year ago, you're right. You waited too long, so you're paying more money now. You should have bought a year ago. It doesn't matter if you're going to pay more for the house that's on the market right now and you pay more for interest. The average new time buyer has to come in with $30,000, maybe $35,000, and then maybe even $40,000 more to get into a home compared to it was a month ago or a year and a half ago. So if you got to come out to a pocket more money now and you waited all this time, and you could have bought the house last year that you wanted, that's somewhat overinflated, and then with a decent lower interest rate, you're ahead of the game, because even regardless, when the evens off, you still have equity, you still saving money. So anyway, we'll talk about that's another time for another day. We'll talk about that later, maybe in another show or something. I'll get Mark Ferguson out here talking about interest rates and all that other stuff. So new time buyers coming out the pocket, $30,000 to $40,000 more for a home. We've seen inventory. Inventory is moderate, still around the same. I'm not seeing that many more homes coming on the market. It's trickling out. When one sold, another one coming to market. One sold, coming on the market. I would say it's about up 2%, but I am seeing a little bit more open house signs out there. People are getting brave and they're opening up their homes, and I see a lot of signs on a Saturday, Sunday, even on a Wednesday. We're seeing some open house signs that's coming out there, and people are going to open house. So that's what we're seeing. Maybe I say 2% more. That's what the market's saying, according to the association. It's around 2% more homes of inventory that's coming out. Not much that I really see, but I do see more open house signs. So people are opening up their homes now. They're more confident, even with the post-COVID and the trickling out of COVID. People are opening up their homes a little bit more, which is cool. Like I said, we're getting back to a reality of more of a conventional real estate market, regardless of what people are saying about how the recession's coming and doom and gloom and the sky's falling and all this other stuff. That's what we're seeing right now, okay? So unemployment, we're seeing the $15 an hour kick in. But the funny thing is you're making more money, $15 an hour, and now that the inflation is up, you don't even see that $15. If you try to save that, I don't know, you have to penny pinch just to even see that $15. So that did kick in. The minimum wage did kick in at $15 an hour, so we're seeing that. So we're talking about unemployment. People with unemployment, if the government is going to pay you money close to where you were making, and you could sit on your butt at home and collect unemployment and get your side hustle going on, hey, wouldn't you do that? I don't think I would, because I like to work. You know, I really couldn't do that. Now, it depends on the situation I'm in, but mostly I like to work. So people are staying home, getting still unemployment benefits, and they're trying to get back to work. People, they want to go back to work, but I mean, this is like all these restrictions. You got to take a test, COVID test. People are calling in. I mean, it's crazy. It's chaotic in the workplace. So that's what we're seeing right now as far as unemployment, and that's what's going on in the market. But let's talk about new time buyers. You know, I feel that for someone that is working and saved money for all these years and trying to start a family and trying to get ahead and trying to just survive in today's era, it's harder. You have to realize it's hard to buy homes because you have to come up with more money out of your pocket to buy that home. And we're seeing a lot more cancellations because people get into a contract and they find out what they're actually going to pay for that mortgage. I'm talking about your basic home in the San Fernando Valley or even Santa Clarita, which is about $700,000 to $800,000. Okay, Santa Clarita is about 657, almost the same as Valley. Valley's a little bit more 7, 8. I'm talking about a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house on a looking about 14 to 1,800 square feet on a 65 square foot lot. The basic home, your basic home here in Los Angeles. Once you get that bill, what you're going to have to pay anywhere from 35 to 45, depending on how much you put down and how much what the loan is, and how many people is going to live with you. Once you see that loan amount, $4,500 to $6,500 a month, or whatever the case would be, once you see that, it's going to scare you. So that's people are canceling contracts, you know, depending on how much they put down. In Bakersfield, the average home a year ago was $275 to $350. The average home right now, you're looking about $400,000 in Bakersfield. That's what you're looking at, from $375 to $400,000 for your basic 3 bedrooms, 2-bath house, 14 to 1,800 square feet, sitting on a 65 to 75 to 8,500 square foot lot. And they're talking about a house that's built in the 40s and 50s. That's what you're looking at. You know, so the average, I mean, depending on where you're at as far as marketplace or job concern, whatever. I mean, it's tough. You think about it, it's tough. It's not easy, but you got to make it. I think we're Americans, we're very resilient, and we'll figure this thing out as we go along. But what I'm seeing is people are still affording them. People are still moving every day. You know, there's a lot of other programs out there that's coming back. Buyer assistance, buyer payback, buyer's credit. All those things are going on. We're seeing that right now. So I believe in next year, regardless of what they say, doom and gloom, whatever. I mean, with high inflation, high interest rates, low inventory, people can't move. We're going to see a shift in the market. It may get worse before it gets better, but I'm telling you, it's going to come back to the conventional way of doing real estate the way it was. That's what I see. That's what I believe is going to happen. You know, a lot of people talking about doom and gloom and this and that, and the sky's falling, and the world's coming to an end, and China is doing this and all this other stuff. Regardless of what happened in the marketplace as far as the world is concerned, we are Americans, and we are resilient. We are resilient, and we're going to figure this thing out. We are figuring it out, and it's going to happen. Real estate is still happening. Sales are still happening all across America. People need to move. People need to live, and they're figuring it out. So, Home for You by Floyd P. Roberts. If this was helpful for you, subscribe. Let me know if I can help you out. Any questions that you have, DM me. I answer every DM, every voicemail, every direct message that you send me. I answer and I get back to you. Trust me. Try me. I do. Everyone. I'm talking about 40 DMs a day. I get back to you. If this was helpful, subscribe to the channel. If you want to get in touch with me, DM me or call me, 661-489-0407. You got a question about real estate, you want to move out of California. You know, I just got to qualify another person in Florida right now for a home. So, I mean, it's not limited. I'm not limited. I'm all over America. All right? You know, so give me a call. Let me know. 661-489-0407. 661-489-0407. I will see you later. Peace.